Welcome to the second video of my new short series where I make fun of your loved ships. You don't want to be here? Did you once again click on the wrong video? If you was looking for my cozy playthroughs or lore videos, then this is not one of them. Now sit down and agree with me on. There are battleships that looks deadly. There are battleships that looks intelligent. And then there is the Hyperion. A ship that looks like it's wandered into the gym and got stuck in the bench press machine and decided just to live there permanently. This colossal muscle-bound monstrosity is Gallente's engineering at its most aggressively, unnecessarily more armor than it knows what to do with. 8 massive turret hardpoints. Oh yeah, because subtlety is for Omar cowards. Engines smaller than a house cat patience. Oh, you better believe it. The Hyperion is not here for tactics. The Hyperion is not here for subtlety positioning. The Hyperion is here to flex and tank and punch harder than any reasonable ship should, and then without fail die a glorious death because it forgot the capacity to management exists. So let's talk about why this battleship looks like a powerlifter who never learned how to read. The first thing that you notice about the Hyperion is that it's so top heavy. It looks like it could tip over at any moment. The upper half is thick, broad and armored like it's expecting to tank a small moon. The bottom half is almost non-existent, like the engineers ran out of budget and just said, "Hey, whoever looks down there." The middle section is weirdly compressed, making it look like it's permanently holding its breath to look more intimidating. It's not sleek. It's not balanced. It looks like a professional wrestler who only does upper body workouts. I think cardio is a government conspiracy. And if you look at it from an angle, you can almost hear it say, "Bro, do you even rep?" Most Gallente ships have curves. Organic designs almost like they were grown instead of built. The Hyperion, its front end is a thick slab of armor, like a medieval knight decided to keep wearing their helmet 24/7 just in case. The angled armor plating gave it a permanent scowl, like it just overheard someone say, "I prefer shields," and now looking for a fight. The 2 large exhaust vents on the side, they look suspiciously like angry, flared nostrils. The ship doesn't intimidate its enemies. This ship stares them down like an MMA fighter who just got rejected from a nightclub and needs to take his rage out on something. This is not a welcoming front end. This is a front end that wants to suplex you through the table. Now, Gallente ships are known for having thick armor, but the Hyperion takes it to an extreme that borders on insecurity. The armor is layered so aggressively, it looks like it's preparing for an explosion that hasn't even happened yet. There are giant circular plates on the hull, like someone was nervously adding more and more just in case. The surface is glowing blue and green, not because of the aesthetic lightning, but because this ship is sweating from the effort of carrying all that weight. If the Hyperion was a person, it would be that guy who wears 3 sweatshirts in the summer, just so you can see how big his shoulders are. It doesn't need this much armor, it just wants you to know it has it anyway. The Hyperion has wings, but unlike normal wings, which serve an actual function, the Hyperion's wings are a mystery to modern science. They peek out at weird angles, as if they're trying to escape the ship. They aren't symmetrical either, because who needs symmetry when you have confidence? They look important, but do absolutely nothing. It's like the Hyperion knows it should have something aerodynamic, but then remember, oh yeah, this is space, and none of this shit actually matters. The wings serve no function whatsoever. They are just here to flex, and that's the most Hyperion thing possible. The Hyperion doesn't just have turret hardpoints, it has 8 absurdly massive guns, because there's no such thing as too much firepower. They are mounted on both sides, making it look like it's permanently flexing. They are so large, they could double as actual apartment buildings. They exist purely to make sure that when this ship throws a punch, it throws a punch so hard it wipes out the next 3 generations of your family. This is not a ship that pokes at you. This is a ship that fires, and the next thing you know, your corpse is drifting through space while your friends argue over who's gonna loot your wreck first. Now let's talk about the biggest design failure of Hyperion. The Hyperion is huge. The Hyperion is heavy. The Hyperion moves like a tortoise carrying another slightly fatter tortoise on his back. And yet, if you look at the rear section, you will notice something hilarious. The engines are tiny. They look so small, as if someone forgot to scale them up before shipping the design to the factory. They are completely inadequate for the absolute unit of a ship that they have to push around. This ship turns like Titanic with a hangover, and if the Hyperion was a car, it would be a 10,000-pound pickup truck powered by a lawnmower engine. If you ever see a Hyperion trying to chase something down, don't worry. It will never catch up. But guess what? It doesn't have to. Because once this thing gets close, it will tank everything you throw at it, shove a blaster directly into your ribcage and erase you from history. At this point you might be wondering, why does Hyperion look like a gym addict who forgot to train his legs? The answer is because the Gallente engineers believe in one thing: excess. They don't believe in speed, they don't believe in subtlety, they believe in armor, guns and nothing else. Hyperion does not care about your strategy, it does not care about your evasive maneuvers. The Hyperion only cares about being the last ship standing. The Hyperion is not here to be graceful. The Hyperion is not here to play fair. The Hyperion is here to tank, shoot and die in a glorious explosion that wipes out everything nearby. If the Cinnaball is the space hot rod, the Rook is the skyscraper with guns, and the Armageddon is a floating church, then the Hyperion is a bodybuilder who challenged a sumo wrestler to street fight and somehow won. Long live the overcompensating Space Hawk. And that's, my friends, makes it one of the ugliest ships in EVE. Like the video if you want more, subscribe or I will talk trash about the ships that your friends fly, and I see you guys again.